All right, folks, here we are. Friday night, Cameron, Texas. Cameron's going to come into the game 1-0 in district, and Troy, as most of y'all probably saw last week, played a heck of a game against a perennial top 5, 10 team in the state, and we gave Franklin all they wanted. And it was not decided until late in the fourth quarter. But anyway, we decided just go on and go live. Shout out to Trojan at volleyball. They fell just a little bit short to West, so that will drop them into a tie for second place with Clifton. But we can claim second place for ourselves as we travel to Clifton Tuesday night. But anyway, we're having a nice crowd showing up here for the Trojans. See a lot of maroon. Of course, we see some maroon on the other side too, with Cameron and Troy both having maroon and white for their colors. But anyway, perfect night for football. Brett's got a whole slate of stuff he wants to just go on and cover before we get school songs, the national anthem, and all that done. So anyway, Brett, take it away.
Cool. Thanks, Kyle. So, first off, it feels amazing out here. There's a little bit of a breeze. We're in the 70s. We're probably going to end the night in the 60s, which is a stark difference from just ago. Digits here in the area. But yeah, we're here. Time I was at this field, it was grass. It wasn't turf, so it's been a while for me. But yeah, we have a little over 30 minutes till kickoff. So one thing before we kind of talk about the rest of the district slate, I want to relive last week. I want to specifically relive the third quarter. We played so incredibly well in the third quarter. We got it within one possession. We were down 3 scores at half, 22 points. Got it within one possession, and we didn't even start with the ball. We come out. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that field house at halftime, because it sounds like, just from what we saw in terms of the play on the field in the third quarter, that everyone was on the same page coming out of it, and you could tell that just players were making plays. Coach has called a beautiful third quarter, a beautiful second half, and honestly, an entire game. It was just that first half, we had a fumble on our own end that kind of gave them a short field to work with. We came out strong. We had the lead. We took the lead early. But that third quarter in particular, I think showed the boys and showed the fans, showed me for sure, we're capable of so much more this year. And in terms of where that goes the rest of the district, we'll get into that, but we just, to go back and relive the third quarter, because I've replayed it in my head a lot this week. We come out, kicking onside, we get it. First play, long pass play to Reed, so McMurtry to Reed. 9 seconds into the third quarter, we didn't even start with the ball, and we cut it to 2 scores. Then we hold them, and this was maybe, to me, the 2-play sequence of the entire game. Jaden Jackson, number 1 for Franklin, is all-state first team for a reason. We held him on a 3rd and short and a 4th and inches at midfield, and that's what it's going to take, like, from a defensive mindset the rest of the season. And beyond, like in terms of like where it might go in the playoffs, it's going to take that sort of intensity, and I thought that we showed up with it and then some in that third quarter, and we just didn't get enough stops to kind of to really cut into it there. And again, they're a great team. Like, they know how to play with the lead, so they were smart about how they went about it. But it was also such, if you were there or even if you were watching at home, it was such a physical game. The physicality was off the charts compared to any other game that we've had this season, and obviously there were some unsportsmanlike calls on Franklin last week, but more than that, it was just, that's the type of physicality that you're going to see and encounter weeks 11, 12, 13, 14 into the season. So I think it was great for our boys to see. I think it was great to get that game as our district opener, and to get it at home, because the fans, the stands were just, there was an intensity in the stands too. Like, everybody in the stands wanted to put on shoulder pads and get out there. And there were so many viewers. I know here on Trojan Nation, I think at one point we had over 500 devices logged in, which was cool. So people are getting behind this team, which is great to see. And so where does it go from here? Well, it starts in Cameron tonight on the road, first district road game of the season, and we're going to flip-flop the rest of the way. So we have here in Cameron tonight, home against Academy, then in Rockdale, and then closing out senior night, McGregor at home. And that's going to be in November before we know it. So lot to prove tonight. I think part of it is like this is an easy game to, you saw, if you watch any college football, you saw what Alabama did just about a month ago. Like Alabama has that game against Georgia at home. Great showing, win that game. And I know we didn't come out with the win last week, but I think we showed our mettle out there on the field. And then the next week they go and they go on the road and they lose at Vanderbilt. Not saying that Cameron is Vanderbilt. I'm not saying that we're Alabama. But I think it is important to note that after such a big game, and Franklin had been in this team's sights all season, to then come and to get up for a game like this, and there's just a different vibe tonight. It's kind of, it feels a little low-key compared to where we were last week. It was electric at Trojan Field last week, 30 minutes before the game. So I think what is going to be critical for the boys tonight is to just get off to a great start. And that doesn't mean like scoring on the first couple plays or anything like that. It just means coming out with an electricity in their play on both sides of the ball and in special teams. I think special teams, honestly, is going to be huge tonight. Because I think field position is really going to kind of leave its mark, especially in the first half. So, yeah, we'll see. But feels like we have, actually, I can tell, I think we have more fans in the stands right now than Cameron does. And our bands, no, never mind. Our band, the Maroons throwing me off, folks.
I know.
But, yeah, no, we seem to have more fans here so far. The players are back in the field house. They'll be out here in a minute. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to a great game. But it's gonna start a little bit differently than it did last week, I'm sure.
Brett, a couple things I wanted to ask about you. First off, you were a few years after me graduating from Troy, but at that time y'all were basically the classification above us. Enrollment numbers were actually lower then, but you played against the La Vegas, the Conley Cadets, Gatesville, Robinson, Lorena, and all that. It was one of the toughest, at that time, 3A districts in the state. Y'all played some big games basically every week. What do you think could be the worst thing to avoid a letdown after that big game last week against Franklin?
Well, so we weren't as competitive as I hoped to be with this season and with this team back in the day. But I would say the one thing you have to do is you just have to be cautious of, and I've talked about it before, but you can't come out and play hero ball. Like, I think we're going to see that, like, after a game like Franklin, like, what you want to do is you want to go out and you want to assert yourself in all three phases of the game. But you have to be careful to not try to win it on every single play. It's a game, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and you just have to be mindful of that. And not only is that the game tonight, that's the rest of district, is getting through district. It's tough, like this particular district, and I think we'll find that this year. I remember calling all these games last year. The district last year, on paper, compared to where it is this year, was much stronger. You had Lorena in the district too, so we had a +1 in terms of size. Right. Every week seemed to be just a juggernaut. And I think what we're going to see this season, starting out with Franklin at the beginning and having played such a robust non-district schedule with 4A opponents on the road, really proving themselves. If you paid attention to rankings, Maypearl, that win is aging well. They've moved into the top 25 in 3A in the rankings. So, and we just, it's worth noting, last week was a top 10 matchup. Franklin came into it number 8. We were number 10. Franklin moves up a couple spots. And we, based on the performance last week, we maintained our 10 ranking. And I think that's deserving, the way the boys played. But I think what it shows you is there's a lot of runway in front of us in terms of where we want to get to. And it's about playing smart. It's about playing hard. It's about making sure that not every single play is that it's not about having the hero ball mentality. You're not going to win every single play. Not every single play is going to be a turnover for the defense or a long touchdown on offense or just extremely well-timed play on special teams. It's gonna be a marathon, not a sprint, and I think that's the hard thing coming off of last week. I think the biggest thing tonight is the mental game that our boys are gonna play, is like stepping onto the field at first, getting this game started. Again, there's just a different vibe here in the stadium tonight. It just isn't as electric, and I think part of that is not to play, and I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth here, part of that is not playing hero ball every play, but it's also injecting into the game, no matter who you are on the field, an energy and an electricity to the game. So you have to play it as though it is Franklin, but at the same time, you have to realize that it's not, and you're just trying to get better each and every play, and that's also kind of the school of thought the rest of the way in district.
Okay, something else, and I know I touch on it or ask you about it every week, but you talked about building a culture. Even though it was a loss last week, how do you see that game still adding to the culture that the coaches, this team, the fans, everybody is creating?
So I'll talk about it through our JV. Part of what you want to see as a culture is you want to see that permeate through all levels of school, but especially down to the middle school and throughout the rest of the high school ranks. Franklin beat us in, I believe, every game last week except for the combined middle school B teams. JV lost pretty handily in Franklin last week and then showed up to play. We were there. We saw him march in a pretty big-bodied Colleen Shoemaker team, and beat them 34-8. I think we've talked about this before. Iron sharpens iron. You have to play the Franklins of the world. You have to play the best to be the best. And there's no doubt that you mentioned they're a perennial power. They're certainly the standard bearer of where we want to be, but we're not there yet. And the beauty of it is it's a long season. There are still 4 district games where we can get better each and every week, each and every quarter, each and every play. And so that's the opportunity and challenge that's in front of the boys, is to mentally stay ready for the next play, and then also have the passion and energy to go and attack each and every play as though it's the last, knowing that there's still one after it. So kudos to the JV last night. Like that was
pretty impressive.
It was pretty impressive. I did leave before that game started, but I did see that team march in, and then to hear later how it ended, was surprising yet not surprising, because again, it gets back to the culture piece. If you have the culture, nothing's impossible. Like that's the sort of thing. And I think last Friday kind of showed that to me as a fan, like the level of grit and determination and perseverance that those boys played with, especially in that third quarter. I'm going to go back to the third quarter again. I'll talk about McMurtry for a minute. He played the perfect third quarter.
So we got cut off there a second. They're observing a moment of silence, and we're going to join them in that. Okay, they're done with it. Brett, finish up your deal, and then we're going to go take a commercial break before we get started. I know. Brett's looking at me. I'm drawing a blank, too. Where were you at? Yeah. Anyway, maybe the wind will kick up here and sort of
I'm taking
refresh.
an extended moment of silence here.
So
we're going to go to...
well, we're going to try to get back and actually give both school songs and the national anthem tonight. So since we went on right before 7, we're going to go on and try to get a lot of our sponsors in. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Count on 40 years of heating and cooling expertise with Randolph Heating and Air. Upgrade to a more efficient system to improve your home's value. You can depend on our team to provide you with a complete inspection of your system, including your ductwork, and give you a free estimate on new systems. We are an authorized dealer for Goodman, Amana, Heil, and Tempstar. You'll get fast service, even same-day service when you need it. Trust us. We guarantee your satisfaction. Call now.
Spradley Properties is a full-service real estate company specializing in brokerage, property management, and maintenance services for commercial and residential properties. Our skilled team boasts decades of experience. Whether you're navigating the rental market, embarking on your home ownership journey, or seeking strategic investment opportunities, you can trust us to stand by your side. Ready to take the next step? Contact us today or visit us online at spradleyproperties.com.
All right, folks, we're coming back before we get to the school songs. And perfect timing. We're going to have the Troy school song right now. The band is off to our left, about 2 sections. The volume will be going out of way, so it might be a little hard to hear them. Now we'll have the Cameron School song.
Alyssa Brown, Sarah English, and Austin Clark. The Yo High School Band with On Yo High.
Okay, we have both school songs out of the way. I just want to give a shout out to my daughter, Ashley Casey. She's been able to get a lot of the volleyball games for us, especially on Fridays when me, Robin, and Brett are making our trips, away games, or even home games. So I just want to let her know how much I appreciate that. Y'all just give her a shout out too. I'd appreciate it. And while I'm speaking of that, it's not 100% sure, but the Trojanet volleyball game at Clifton next Tuesday is going to be a big match. It's going to decide second and third in district. Me and Robin are planning on trying to go up there, but I will make a post and let everybody know for sure, definitely, ahead of time. So if you're saying, oh, I can't make it, we'll try to bring it to you. Once again, it'll be a regular Facebook live stream to the group. But another thing I want to do, I want to give a shout out to my son, Brandon Payne in San Antonio. Him, my daughter-in-law, and my 3 grandbabies, they're down there. They were up in Gatesville visiting her dad last week, so Brandon had the house to himself last Friday night. He was feeding me and Brett scores, I think, from around the state, but he had 6 computers going. He said, I got a command center set up. He had the Troy Franklin game. He had the other 2 district games. He found live streams for those. The district we play for by district, he had 3 games from that district going on as well. So he was feeding us those 6 scores plus some other Central Texas scores. So when y'all see me and Brett, whatever, giving out these scores like that, we don't have time to be looking on our phones and doing that. That's my son Brandon from San Antonio feeding us with information. So we appreciate him too. I just wanted to, since we had time tonight, like I say, y'all might get tired of me and Brett talking this much before a game even gets started. But we just like doing this. So I still have a little bit of time waiting for both teams to return to the field and have the national anthem. Like I say, a lot of y'all know me. A lot of the newer people to Detroit don't know me and my family. Brett is my brother. Robin's my wife. She's the one behind the camera. I have Megan, Ashley, and Brandon, and their families help so much in allowing them to do that to help us out. But our family, as I said, the ones that do know us, we are very sports oriented, and not just sports. We love the band, we love the cheerleaders, we love
Troy.
Everything about Troy. I mean, if y'all would have ever heard my dad talk, he was going to get the last word in any conversation with anybody from another town with something about Troy. The pride he had, and that's what started this when he got diagnosed in 2020 with cancer. COVID hit, so UIL waived all broadcasting rights. I'm just sort of giving y'all this background story of Trojan Nation. We knew he wasn't going to be able to go to the games, and he did not miss a game. He would not miss a game. And I said, how can I make it so where he can see it? And before that next season in 21, I just told my kids about it. And in 48 hours, they had equipment, microphones, everything. We were doing a Troy High School game versus Slato at Mary Hardin Baylor Stadium. And since then, it's just sort of taken off. But if it just makes it where one person could see their kid or something like that, it was worth it. But we appreciate all the support everybody gives us. I mean, me and Brett talked about it when we picked him up today for the trip down. He said, God, this is fun. So that's why we do it, and we love anything Troy just like our dad did. So yes, the first year we sort of just went out on our own. We had a few people that helped us out along the way, but we said we wanted to just let people know of all the Troy businesses, or even businesses maybe in Temple that have kids or alumni of Troy. We wanted them to be a part of this too. So these broadcasts, because it does get costly, these broadcasts would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. So that's why you will see their spots during breaks tonight and all that. But yeah, we just love doing it, and even if nobody was even watching, we'd probably be doing it anyway because we just like to talk. Isn't that right, Brett?
That's right. And really quick on our dad, like we were honored a couple years ago, the season of 2022, the boys wore BP in honor of our dad on their helmets, and that was just such a big deal for us. Got to go down. We had a game serve as a memorial for him, and it was just amazing. But he would not want us to talk about him. He would want us to talk about these boys. And I'll just say really quick, they marched out, and it's with a sour taste in their mouth from last week. Like they're waiting in the tunnel right now. They marched across with the least amount of energy I've seen all season. But it is pent up. They are ready to get their rage on, I'm sure, to get last week kind of in the rear view. And we've talked about it before, like some games are just kind of business trips for the most part. Tonight feels like one. Like it's time to take care of business the rest of the way in district. We got 4 games in front of us. The boys are taking a knee and about to get in line for the anthem.
So anyway, Troy will be in the all white with the maroon helmets. Cameron will be in the all maroon and white helmets. So Brett, we talked about it. Sort of down year for Cameron, but I get on some of the message boards. I don't talk because one reason I might start talking too much. But anyway, there's some Cameron posters on there. They did get their quarterback back last week, plus a couple other players that have been injured. So don't let the 1-5 record deceive you. Cameron's still Cameron. They got a storied tradition.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not just coming down here playing a 1-5 team. We're playing a program that's got pride just like we do.
This is a team that has won 2 state titles in the past decade. Like, that's who we're talking about. And that sort of just innate sense of winning doesn't go away. So it's something that they can certainly tap into, and it's something that we're trying to continue to create and build on. And I think we're going to see that tonight.
So anyway, we're getting ready for the national anthem. So Robin's gonna point it down towards the flagpole, and Brett, you might have to scoot this way or something so they'll have a view.
As the old band will play our national anthem.
From San Antonio, he's already got our first score. Evidently, it might have been a 7 o'clock start, but my phone screen went blank on me just a second. But Brandon's already said Columbus, number 1 team in Class 3A Division I, is up 14-0 over what we're thinking will probably be the 3rd place team in that district, Yoakum. 14-0 Columbus over Yoakum, first quarter. In that district, there's odd numbers team, Hallettsville is off, but I think they're sort of going to be the bottom dweller in that district because it's a loaded district.
Yeah, that district is very top-heavy because you have the number 1 and number 2 teams in state in that district with Hitchcock and Columbus.
Yes. And Brandon said a few big games happening. He's going to try and focus on just me and Brett refer to like games we played in non-district, just sort of see where they rank up. He's going to keep track of Whitney and Maypearl. That ought to be a good game. And then he's got a Waco battle, Robinson and Connolly. And then Hillsborough against a very good Glen Rose team. So we'll be getting y'all scores during the night. But anyway, Brett, you got the call, bub.
Here we go. So I think we won the toss and we deferred, so we're going to be kicking off here. Tinoco out there to kick off. And kickoff unit takes the field. So here we go. We're going to get started right like clockwork. 7:30 kickoff, and we're at 7:29 in a few seconds. Okay, the energy is starting to amp up a little bit. Here we go. I think our Trojans are about ready to unleash the fury. Here we go. Tinoco set to kick off from the right hash, and it's going to be a short kick down the left side. It's going to go out of bounds. And you could tell as high as that was, we were trying to get Lucky down here to field it. So they're going to tack on the penalty yardage, and they're going to actually start here. Looks like at the 35-yard line.
I almost thought the wind, because there is a light breeze, might hold it up long enough for Lucky to get down there. But, Brett, you talked about it. It seemed like, boy, once kickoff got close, the crowd started getting into it. We got a nice crowd down here.
We do. And we had some different defensive personnel in last week just to really set contain on the edges because, again, Franklin only threw the ball twice, I think, against us beyond the line of scrimmage. But Cameron's going to come out here, single back, trips right. And we're set up in our typical 3-4 defense. And they're going to run a man in motion.
There's a hold.
And they get, it's a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and Dalton was back there to kind of break it up, but looks like he was possibly held. He was double teamed there. He saw it as it was developing there. Cameron's not running with a super high tempo here, so there's already down. It's under 15 on the play clock, and they're kind of in a semi-huddle coming out of it. Again, they have trips right to the short side of the field. And it's going to be a drop back, and we have a push by Lopez Rodriguez. We got to keep contained over there. And Bogosh, and look at Calhoun all the way out there on the edge, and Wilson. So good job there to kind of keep contained, but Lopez Rodriguez from his right defensive end spot just blew up their tackle, pushed him all the way back, but kind of pushed it inside the pocket. So quarterback was able to bounce it outside, but again, like the lateral speed of the down linemen and the backers is tremendous. So we're gonna have to keep that up. 2nd and 8, ball near midfield, 10:42 left in the first, and it's a quick screen out to the left. And Milton's going to push him out, maybe a gain of 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a huge 3rd down here, so 3rd and 6. And this is the first electronic chain gang I've seen all year. We got an electronic down marker. Interesting. Ball at the 49-yard line, 10:36 left in the first. Trips right. They're going to throw a slant, and they're going to complete it. And that was just too easy. He just kind of found the zone there, sat down. It's a pickup of about 10 to 12 on the play there. And Cameron's moving the ball down to the Trojan 35. 1st and 10, single back, twins right, twins left. Man in motion to the left, and it's going to be a give to him, and he kind of bobbles the play, but there's a hold on the outside.
Wow.
There's a hold with the corner out there. There were a couple holds on that play that I feel like they got away with there. I could tell McKissick was being held like out by the numbers there, and it looked like also when they set the edge and allowed him to turn up, there was a hold there on one of the inside backers making lateral pursuit, but it's going to bring up 2nd and 2. Ball on the 27-yard line. Trips right again. Ball's on the left hash, empty backfield, and it's going to be a keeper up the middle, and he's got plenty of space here. He's going to pick up about 20 on the play. It's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 8-yard line with under 10 to play. And they certainly have the defense on their heels here. And you can tell this is just what they've wanted to do here. They're completely in control in terms of their tempo. And there, I think we're going to see that whenever it's an empty or an empty set like that, it's possibly going to be a keeper. This is just going to be a give to their number 4 around the edge. And a great job there by Dalton to hold him up. Pursuit by Bogosh and Summer too on the play. So outside that quarterback sneak, everything they've done has been to the edge. They're trying to get to the outside. Their line doesn't look so big. It doesn't look like they're going to really be able to get much of a push there. So everything is going to be split out. They have trips left to the large side of the field here. Ball on the right hash, single back. He goes in motion, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's going to get in.
Like I say, that's what the Cameron people had said they'd been messing with him in at quarterback.
Yep. So their win, just to recap it last week, so they were 0-5 going into district play last week and went on the road to McGregor and picked up a win. Now McGregor, of course, is 0-6, so that win isn't very telling in terms of maybe what they have, but we've seen this before, like in a lot of different teams we played, like Maypearl had a very scripted sequence that they came out and were able to execute on. And that was part of what Cameron had there. They were never behind the chains, so they could remain on script there. The only 3rd down situation we put them in was that 3rd and 5, so we've got to be more on top of it. So here we go. We're going to be able to see the kickoff unit here. Kickoff return, that is. So here we go. We got Lucky, Valdez, and Ketchum back deep. Jezik, Summer, and Creel, it looks like at the 2nd level. So Cameron set to kick off from the right hash from their own 40-yard line. 8:10 to play in the first quarter. Cameron up 7-0. And the kick is down deep, and Lucky's going to field it at the 1-yard line, and he's going to take it up the left side. And he's going to get out to about the 25-yard line. Cameron stayed in their lanes there, and all you can really do there when they're especially staying with that discipline there is like really just push it out as far as you can, especially when you have to field it with your heels on the goal line, and Lucky did there. So about a 25-yard return. Well, let's see, out to the 22, so about a 21-yard return. McMurtry in shotgun. Lucky to his right. trips right. You have Hill, Creel, and Smith out there. Cohen catch him out to the left. And it's going to be a throw out. It's low to Hill. And Cameron came up, and they're going to try to light up those plays too. Like that's one thing that you have to do if you're the defense, like on either side of the ball. Like whenever a pass is incomplete like that, but it's a bang bang play, you gotta lay a lick, and they certainly did. Here we go again, trips right, same formation. This time Lucky's to McMurtry's left in the backfield. And he's gonna look, and he finds Cohen.
Wow.
Catch him for a 23-yard gain, 27-yard gain on the play, moves it out to the 49-yard line, and now we're running with tempo. This looks to be a give to Lucky. And it's nice that we can get up and get set like that just to see how they set up. And Cameron's playing a 4-3. They got 4 down linemen here, so you know they're trying to keep Lucky honest here. Lucky moves around. We're under 15 on the play clock, and it's going to be a give to Lucky. And he's going to scoot through the middle. The ball's loose.
They got it. No, we got
Lucky
it back.
gets back on it. Looks like Lucky kind of like squeezed through there, and they popped that ball out from up under. Lucky had 2 fumbles, both in the red zone, I believe, in the game, or in the season opener this year in Salado, and until last week, and that was more of an exchange issue, hadn't coughed up the ball, so we're going to have to maintain ball security throughout the rest of the game. That's going to be important in a district game. Winning the turnover battle really translates to winning the game here. Hill in motion, and it's going to be a keeper by McMurtry. And he tries kind of a swim move. He's going to get about 4 yards on the play. Good pursuit by Cameron there, but that looked like that was a kind of a read option there for him. And I think that was the right read, but Cameron's pursuit is, they don't seem to have a ton of size, but they seem to have speed, kind of, especially at the second level there. So 3rd and 6. Cohen Ketchum squeezing in a little bit inside the numbers, trips right, Lucky in the backfield. Line's calling out protection. 3-step drop, McMurtry rolls to his right. It looks like there's going to be a hold.
Yeah, and
but it's going to be offsetting penalties, it looks like, which is going to be good. And that's a great play by McMurtry there, not to just take the loss or to throw it away, to try to get a penalty that would offset, because it looks like that's what we're going to have here. We're going to have holding in the backfield. We're going to have pass interference on the defense. We're going to replay 3rd down, and you live to fight another play. That's good, smart play by McMurtry there. So offsetting penalties, we're going to go to replay 3rd down. So 3rd and 6. Ball's on the 47-yard line again. Looks like we're going to be in the same formation here. Trips right. Catch him in tight to the left. Lucky in the backfield. And that time there wasn't even any sort of like fake counter or anything. It was just straight drop back. Lucky goes right into protection. McMurtry steps up. He tries to find Hill kind of on a crossing route there down to the 20-yard line, but the ball's a little overthrown. So with 6:20 left in the first, got some different personnel in here. We got twins right and left. McMurtry steps back. So we're going to have a punt, and it's going to be fielded, and he's going to take it right up the middle, and Tuck with the tackle. Tuck kind of saves him from actually busting that up the seam a little bit. So Cameron's going to start with the ball on their own 24-yard line for their second possession of the game. So we were able to move the ball there. I mean, the big chunk play to Cohen catch him on the left side really kind of moved it downfield, but I think we're going to have to continue to have a balanced attack there. I think we saw we got away from the run a little bit just due to down and distance. We're going to have to start picking up more on first down. Great job by Dalton there, bringing down a little bubble screen that was thrown to the short side of the field to their trip's right side. Our safeties are going to have to play discipline, though, because you can tell what they're trying to do because they're releasing some go routes when they're throwing that behind the line of scrimmage. And you can tell they got speed out there, too. So all they're trying to do is they're waiting to slip someone through deep, and that's just going to be a fake to the flat. But here, it's a pass to the flat. Gooch and Dalton on the tackle there, but it's enough for a first down. Cameron out to their own 36-yard line, and they're just running with a controlled tempo. They're not running a ton of different formations. They're really trying to overload to the short side of the field to really open up. If you look like on the back side, it's causing like Milton to walk out to no one really. We'll see if he kind of comes in. But he's there. He pushes in contain. Bogosh is there. Jezik, McKissick. They're going to push him back. So it's going to be a pickup of about 5 on the play. So you can tell, like, that's just reading the tell of the formation there. So Milton is wide for a reason because maybe when they're set up with the short side of the field there, they're running that man in motion, and his job is to push it underneath. And you could tell Bogosh got out there quick, but again, they have speed. So when they run those wide sweep, quick plays, they're able to get outside pretty quick, and then they have that whole big side of the field to work with. This time, twins left, twins right, single back, and it's going to be a give. This time up the middle, and Bogosh and Calhoun there. He kind of splits them, though, and he still picks up about 3 on the play, so it's going to bring up 3rd and short. Ball on the 45-yard line. Last week, I talked about it pre-game. This defense came up with 2 huge stops right here, like in a down and distance like this on a 3rd and short and a 4th and inches. And it's curious to see, like, if we can get a tackle for loss here, what Cameron might do, considering it is the first quarter. They do have the lead to play with. Empty backfield here, and they're going to pull to the left. And he's going to sneak all the way through. That's yards after contact, too, because we hit him. You could tell they pulled a guard, and they had that lead kind of counter fullback action in front of him. And he was able to kind of just follow it forward, so he barely picked it up. But still, it's enough for the first down, so ball on the 48-yard line. We're approaching 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. And there's no incompletes by Cameron. When they're passing, they're completing the pass. So we're going through the first quarter here pretty quick. And this is going to be another pass out to the right. And their number 4 gets the ball. Milton comes back for the tackle. That's just all their passes are within 1 or 2 yards of the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage, but it's giving them, with all that speed, all this room and space to work with. This is a team, I know we deferred, but we do not. Oh, this looks like a free play unless they didn't seem to blow the whistle. And that's a great tackle there by Tuck, who comes out and takes the legs out of the quarterback. But still, that's a pickup of 5 on first down, so 2nd and 5. So we have Lopez, Rodriguez, Calhoun, and Williams in there as our down 3 linemen. Tuck, Dalton, Bogosh, and Milton at linebacker right now. And McKissick, Jezik, Valdez, and Gooch in the secondary. And this time, Cameron's coming out kind of in a tighter bunch formation. They have a tight end to the left, twins right, single back. And we're in man-to-man on the edges out there. And this time we have pursuit. Can we get to him? We do. Dalton, great job chasing him down. That's going to be a tackle for loss. Tuck and Summer out there as well.
Putin's on the carry. Great defensive play.
So 3rd and long, and Cohen Ketchum comes in for Gooch at corner here. So let's see what we do here. Looks like we have our cover corners in. We're going to stay in the 3-4, and we're going to need a push. This is when, so it's Calhoun, Williams, and Lopez Rodriguez really need a push. We'll see if we blitz anyone else. They send a man in motion. And they're going to throw the fade route. Can we get back to get it? No, their number 34 stopped, and McKissick was over him, and McKissick tries to go for it, but he kind of cut off the route, which was good. So it looks like Cameron's going to come out and kick a field goal here. So ball's on the 17-yard line.
Should be about a 34-yarder.
34-yard kick here. But we've seen this kicker kick the kickoff down to the 1-yard line. So assuming he's got some accuracy to work with, this is certainly within his wheelhouse. But would be great to get a block here, or just, I'll take a miss no matter what. But I would love to see a block and maybe even some sort of return. Here we go. And the kick is up, and it's perfect. That kick was good by another 10 yards easy, so Cameron's going to go up double digits, 10-0 with 52.7 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And offense is going to have to come out and move the ball. I think we're going to see a lot more balance here, and we're going to have to start picking up chunk yards, not chunk yards, but we're going to have to pick up positive yards on first down to really open up more of the playbook from a balance standpoint. Like we were somewhat pass heavy in that first series, but it was because we come out and we try to throw that bubble screen to Hill that very first play, and there's no gain there, and so then we're kind of behind the chains. So let's see what we do here. And again, this kickoff unit's fun to watch. Let's see what we do. So Cohen, Ketchum, Valdez, and Lucky back to return. Lucky returned the first one a little over 20. Cameron kicks off, and they kick it to Lucky again, this time into the end zone.
He's got a leg, doesn't he?
Yeah, he kicked that halfway into the end zone.
And there's no wind.
Yeah, there's no wind here, folks. So that's a 65-yard punt in the air, because it drops there right in the end zone. So here we go. Troy to take over on their own 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Looks like we'll have a few plays here before the end of the first. We're sitting up here a little bit to the left of the 50, so when the field flips here, hopefully they're going to be right in front of us. Or hopefully they pass us here really quick, would be nice. McMurtry in shotgun. And it's going to be a give to Lucky. You have Byers in there blocking now at fullback. Pickup of about 2 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Yeah, Cohen Ketchum and Hill out to the split left. Smith to the right. Byers standing over the right tackle. Lucky to McMurtry's right. And it looks like we're going to go deep, and he's wide open.
Yes.
Ketchum. So that was from the 27-yard line. So a 73-yard pass and catch to Cohen Ketchum. He was so wide open there. Kyle, I think you and I might have been closer here from the bleachers than the closest defender. And that was it was a little bit of a double move, but it was really how hard Hill ran his out route that it sucked in the corner.
Yes.
And Ketchum just kept pursuing, but you saw him. He just trotted into the end zone there. Snap is back, hold is good, and the kick by Tinoco is perfect. And that's what you do. Look, 4.8 seconds left. That's what we need.
You just said, maybe get 3 plays in, then they'll be playing in front of us.
We need to get 3 plays in.
But you said maybe they'll go past us. We did.
We did.
Good answer.
Great answer, and I think you're going to see this throughout the rest of district play. You're going to see some of these younger receivers, like those that weren't on the field last year, really start to make some plays, and it started with Cohen Ketchum right there. We haven't seen Smith targeted yet. I'm sure we'll see that here even before half. So, yeah, no, I'm excited to see us put points on the board, but also you can tell that the score settles the sideline a little bit and gets you going a little bit, because playing on the road, and we talked about this, Cameron might not be old Cameron just yet, but they could get there, and they could get there in a game against us like this, because they know who we are and what we're playing with. There's no house money in the first half of any of these district games by any stretch, but that was an important bounce back series, and to do it in dominating fashion is important for the guys to see. So Tinoco back to kick. Last time we kicked it out of bounds, we really need to put this ball in play here. Tinoco kicking off from the right hash, and this is going to be short pooch kick. It's going to be returned. And a great tackle by Bogosh, Valdez, and Jezik there. Lucky in on it too. And the speed at which we cover our lanes, that is part of the thing, because that's kicking it that high is not easy either, and that's a skill that Tinoco, I mean, you lean into what you have. Like, I don't think we're going to kick it into the end zone, but Tinoco has a skill of putting it so high and placing it right there at the numbers that if there is a bobble at all, and the ball's in the air so long that it makes you second guess as you're catching that, like how close the defenders are. So here we are back out in our 3-4 defense. Cameron's got kind of a strong set here, and we're in the backfield. That's a tackle for loss by Calhoun and Lopez Rodriguez, but Summer was the one that blew up the play. He got in there so quick. Loss of 1 on the play. And that's the last play of the first quarter. We're going to go to break for a commercial and come back for the second quarter. Okay, here we go, folks. Welcome back to the second.
I'd watch those.
Yeah, the ball's on the 43-yard line. Looks like we're only going to send 1 back deep here. Yeah, and look how quickly and smart we are about that. We ran McKissick off and Lucky on because we could tell maybe the personnel they have. But, yeah, you got to be ready for a fake here.
Yep. Me timeout Cameron.
Yeah. I think maybe they see when that we have 2 back deep. They might try to do something here.
Yes.
I love – this is what I love about especially the first half is, like, it's such a chess match. Every single possession, like, you look at Cameron, they come in. Again, we talked about it. They beat McGregor last week. They're 1-0. They would love to get to 2-0 because, really, if they get to 2-0 tonight, they're pretty much a shoo-in for district or for playoffs. And we don't want to start 0-2. That's certainly not the way to have the district start. So lots to play for here.
I'm curious to see if we go with 2 back again, because Cameron might have rethought
and
that.
Look, and so now we have Guchin out there, Jezik, Cohen Ketchum's back deep. A little bit different personnel here. I love it. Again, like
yes.
But look, we'll see if this is going to be a punt. It is going to be a punt. It's a left-footed kicker, and we got to get away from it here.
Yeah, get away from it. Hey, we'll take that.
Yeah. Bogosh running down the center of the field there and, like, realizes that it's a short kick and gets out of the way. But, yeah, we'll take that.
About a 24-yard punt.
Yeah, I mean, it flips the field, but barely.
That was weird. Left-footed kicker, you don't see that
You don't
very
see
often.
it, and, like, what you saw, too, is, like, Milton had a push from the right. I'm sure we've seen it on film, and we know he's a left-footed kicker, but Milton was pushing that defender back. Like, all you got to do is you can push a defender in to block it. I love it when the defense forces a punt, though, like, because you don't see a ton of punts just because everybody moves the ball on offense and goes for it a lot on fourth. This is a direct snap to Lucky, and he's going to pick up about 3 on the play. And this is when Lucky starts rolling, I think, because, like, you can just tell with the way he got it there, like, he was carrying and spinning, like, with 3 on his back. It's going to bring up, actually, there's maybe only about 2 on the play, so 2nd and 8. Ball out to the 35-yard line. Play clock's down to 5. That was a quick play clock there. The play clock was down, but the play clock was not.
They didn't. Yeah, the referee realized that they didn't set it to 40.
Yeah, and he's having them reset it there. It would. Yeah, they threw a penalty, but they never reset it.
They're going to mark it off. No.
They never reset. Ooh. They never reset the. Okay, so that backs us up 5. It's going to make it 2nd and 13 after a very questionable delay of game. So we got trips left here. Pass out to Creel in the flat. It's going to bring up 3rd and long. I was just watching this here, like on this side. Smith working against single coverage here, like ran kind of a more delayed route, but he had inside coverage. Like if it's one of those that it's also one that's easily undercut, but you wonder if we come back to that at some point. Okay, we have Ketchum and Hill out to the left. Creel and Smith to the right. Hill in motion. We had to get that off fast.
There it is. Go.
We got blockers out in front.
Oh.
And a great play by their corner there to come up and undercut Cohen. Cohen had 3 blockers out in front of him there, but just couldn't turn it inside fast enough. And it looks like we're maybe running with tempo here.
4th and 5, facing the Trojan.
Looks like we're going for it here. 4th and 5. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Great punt. Can we get down there and cover it?
Oh, no.
Wow. Man. Joseph McMurtry with a 62-yard punt that's going to turn into a touchback here. Man, and you had Smith trucking it down there too. I thought maybe he was going to get it. What I was hoping for actually is that their returner was maybe going to try to pick it up and make something happen, and then you have maybe more of a likelihood of pinning them a little bit deeper instead of getting the touchback. But that was actually smart of them letting it go back as well.
Boy, that shot off McMurtry's leg.
It did. And again, there's not a wind here, folks. There is a little bit of a breeze, but he kicked it even under the breeze, and I think that's what took it so fast. So here we go. Cameron back out to work with the ball on offense. Single back, twins right, twins left. 9-10 to play in the second quarter, and it's going to be a bubble screen out to the right. And Dalton's going to go out there, and he's going to bring him down. And that ball's thrown fairly far behind the line of scrimmage. That's hardly a pickup there. What, a pickup of 1 on the play? So 2nd and 9. Great pursuit by Dalton there, because Dalton had to break down in space there and then pursue him to the edge. And their wide receivers, like their number 14, was blocking downfield. Like, we're going to have to make tackles in space like that. Because that's what they want to do. They want to complete those passes. They want to keep the clock running and use as much clock as possible. 8:30 left to go in the second. Man in motion here, and it's going to be a give to him. And he's going to be brought down. Who is that? Dalton again. I saw Dalton on the sideline after that first series where we go up and actually.
The flag.
Looks like there's an unsportsmanlike on Cameron. So that's going to be.
That'll be a dead ball, too.
Yeah. It was dead ball after the play, so it's going to back him up half the distance here. And you can tell there's even a little bit of infighting happening, especially on the line there for Cameron now. But so Dalton really quick, he's made a play on both sides of the ball here. They're backed up now since that's a dead ball, 3rd and super long. But yeah, I saw Dalton come off after that first series where we gave up the touchdown, and you could tell like he was ready to get back out there and was ready to get serious, and he certainly has here on this series. So the clock's running again. 8 minutes to play in the second. Single back. It's going to be a 3-step drop, and he's going to throw it deep, and we're going to tap it up.
Oh, good defense.
Valdez, great job not going into the body there, because again, that's one where it's easy to almost push the defender out of the way, because there was a lot of traffic there. They ran 2 routes, I don't know if they meant to, into one another. Jezik and Valdez at safeties there. So smart not to body up those defenders, like to just play the ball almost like getting a rebound in basketball, like just tipping it out. So now they're going to kick from their own end zone, 4th and long. We have Ketchum and Lucky back to return, and this is going to be a short
Get away.
And just let it bounce at this point. It's not even going to get to midfield. The ball's going to get out to the 48-yard line. Troy's going to take over here. And as badly as you want to pick that up, that's the smart play. Let it sit there. Make sure you call and get everybody out of the way. That's something we're going to have to be mindful of moving forward. Those punts are so low and short that when we're drifting back to set up the walls that we love to set up, we've got to be ready that anybody in the middle of the field doesn't inadvertently hit the ball there. So we got a lot of scores coming in to report, but right now the only score that matters is Cameron 10, Troy 7. Troy looking to get back on top here. Ball on the Cameron 48-yard line, 1st and 10, 7:41 left to go in the second. McMurtry in shotgun, Lucky in the backfield, and it's going to be an option out to the left, and it's going to be an option, a beautiful pick for Lucky, and he's going to pick up about 8 on the play. That's the first true option I think we've seen this year, and that looked pretty. And I don't think McMurtry necessarily had to give it out there, but what he saw is that was a way to stretch the field that much quicker. And again, it was a perfect toss, beautifully handled. And that's what we've got to do is pick up a gain on first down so that then we can be a little more aggressive on second down, which I know is something that Smith as OC wants to do. And this time we're running, this is an RPO out to the right side. McMurtry gets it back to the line of scrimmage there, but there we're running Hill in motion, and it can be an option to Hill, like an actual option, or if he continues to drift further out, it can be a pass to him.
Yes.
But if it ends up being that, then your lineman can't be downfield. So I think McMurtry did a good job holding that there, because I think we did have linemen already leaking out downfield, and I think that's something he has to read. He has to make all these calculated movements so quickly. We got trips left, empty backfield, and it's a run.
A hold.
Looks like we're going to have a hold here, thrown by the back judge way back here, and it looks like it was on a seal of some sort over here, but McMurtry does pick up the first down temporarily, but it's going to be a hold. It's going to come back. Our huddle's already backing up. This can be, depending on what play you call, though, this is almost like two-down territory, though, because you're in an interesting place of the field, but you're also, you got to be mindful of the time, 6 minutes, 21 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. Do you try to flip the field again?
3rd and 8.
So trips right, Cohen catch him out to the left. I don't know if we've had a true target to Smith yet. He may have been some of the first reads, but he may have been, it might not have been a read that McMurtry could get to. This time McMurtry,
he thought Smith was going to go on and go deep.
He thought Smith was going to turn up there, and he's going to throw it deep. Smith's going to kind of pull back. I think I saw what Smith was doing. He probably saw that the pursuit, he had the corner just aggressively pursuing. He was trying to sit down, but that's a dangerous thing to try to sit down like that in mid-scramble. That's just tough, though, like on both sides of it. So here we go. Looks like it's going to be another punt by McMurtry here. But look what you do, too. You have everybody pulled up within like 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Do you run a little hot route and your linemen just sit in? This time, that one's only going to end up, I think, about an 18-yard pump, but it looks like we have a penalty here. And even a 5-yard penalty here might actually change what we do.
I think it's going to be against, I don't know, us possibly.
I don't think we had any illegal motion there.
And I never saw a flag. I just heard the whistles.
No, I see a flag. It's over there kind of by the 20-yard line on their side, kind of by the numbers.
Could it be a hold on them?
It could be,
but
and so
probably be after the
yeah, so it is a hold. So it's going to back them up, which is good because the kick the punt only went about 18 yards. So it's going to back them up another 10 because that can be fully enforced. We're not to the point where it's half the distance. But it looked like that whole time they were talking to their coach instead of getting from us what we wanted to do. But that's an obvious take on the penalty there. So with 5:50 left to go in the second, Cameron 10, Troy 7. Troy's defense back out on the field.
Let's go defense!
Okay, here we go. Cameron in shotgun again. They walk their back in motion. And it's going to be quarterback keep to the right. And Summers got him there. I can't tell what the gain is. Looks like a pickup of about 2 on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 8. And I've seen their their wide receivers are pretty good blocking down the field. They're not running hardly anything between the tackles. I don't think the strength of their unit is the line. I think it really is kind of the skill positions in both phases of the game, so they can trust their receivers to set up decent blocks outside and to just run quick. They've also been pretty sure-handed behind the line of scrimmage.
They moved.
Again, here they go. The line
tackle.
moves.
Yeah.
So back it up 5 here. It's going to make it 2nd and 13. And the clock is running here, so the clock's going to start back up here when they blow the whistle. So under 5 to play here in the second quarter. And it's going to be a give to him, and he's going to great pursuit by Garrison all the way out there, because Dalton's following kind of the flow and everything, but then Garrison, to get off his block at the line of scrimmage and to get all the way out there, they're going to keep running wide like this. It brings up a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8.
You can tell Cameron is definitely wanting to run.
Yeah, they're eating up every bit of the play clock every time. They're getting it off close to 5 seconds every time. This time they're actually not getting set. Let's see, and they're running a man in motion.
Almost intercepted.
Bogosh had it hit him in his hands. But hey, it's going to force a punt here. Those are so easy that they're hard.
I know.
Because I think more than anything, it caught him by surprise because it's such a quick hot route.
Yes.
And it was a read. I mean, he read it perfectly. He went into the alley that they were trying to throw in. Poor decision by the quarterback. Like, I feel like what we might start doing is maybe blitzing one more, because I'm not really worried about this quarterback picking us apart. Again, we got the left-footed punter, and this one's going to be short too, but it's going to be fair caught by Ketchum. Great job to come up and fair catch that, because that's the kind that honestly could roll another 10, 15 yards, and you come up and you call and wave people off to the point that nobody else inadvertently hits it there. So 3:58 to play in the second. What do you dial up here? First play. Do you take a shot?
I would be surprised with a wheel route or something like that. Or I saw it some against Franklin. Keep Lucky in the backfield, but let the receivers clear out and run Lucky into the flat and dump it off.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be some sort of run. I feel like it's going to be kind of up the middle, because I feel like that's what we want to keep pressing. But nope, it's empty backfield here. And Lucky's going to go in the flat. McMurtry is going to run around the right side.
Oh, looky there!
Throw. The ball floats on him a little bit. Had he led Cohen to the back pylon on the right side, Cohen comes all the way over from the far numbers. So what we did there, and Creel comes in for him here on for a play. That's also one where I felt like McMurtry had a lane to kind of run in.
I thought he may take it too.
I love pulling the trigger there. I love pulling the trigger there. That would have been the second touchdown connection for them tonight. This time we have trips in tight to the left. And this is going to be a screen out to Lucky. Great job reading the block. Williams.
Flag.
There's a flag back here, but I don't know what the flag is. It wasn't Williams over here, because Williams pulled and is out here in front and lays off, and Lucky, to his credit, lets that play develop and then cuts it upside. It looks like the penalty is somewhere completely out of the play to the left. But it's a hold. It's going to back us up 10. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. And it's going to negate about a 20-yard passing catch for Lucky there.
We were going to be right at a 1st and goal.
It was right at the 10, yeah. And he's starting to pick up that momentum. Like, it took about 4 defenders to bring him down there. We haven't run one of the scrambles to our side. I think maybe now's when you run it because McMurtry can turn his shoulders to our sideline, throw kind of that deep out to Smith. Let's see what they run here. Smith and Creel to the right. Creel's in motion. And it's going to be a give to Creel out there in the flat, but he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They have speed on the edge too, like
they
even
do.
in space, like they're able to kind of break down. Clock's supposed to be running here. Let's see if they start the clock. They haven't, they've started the play clock, but they haven't started the game clock yet. There it is, okay. Trips right, 3rd and about 25.
Oh.
And the pass to Smith is incomplete. That would have picked up about 18 to 20 on the play. And it looks like we're gonna stay in formation for another punt by McMurtry here. You can hear the Cameron coaches. It's quiet up here tonight. You can hear them watch the trick play here, and we are in a different formation here. We're in tight, but this is a straight punt, and this is going to be fielded.
He touched it. Ball's loose. Oh, man.
Wow, great job by Cohen Ketchum to get down there and field that. They're number 17.
Flag again.
And if this is possibly a dead ball personal foul, let's see what it is. It looks like it's dead ball, so it's only going to back them up half the distance.
Flag on the play.
But let's see, they're calling us over to the sideline really fast there. The refs are huddling out at midfield. So 3:06 left. As it stands now, Cameron would have the ball on their own 3-yard line, which I think is kind of gracious. It felt like even he took a step back after he fielded. So it was a hold, so it's going to back them up half the distance. So they're looking at between the 1 and 2 yard line to start off with here. But this is where you've got to be careful. They've got speed. And the farther you have them backed up, the more space they have to work with. And they have trips to the short side of the field here.
Makes me scared they're going to do something with that one.
So you have McKissick out on an island on the left side here. But also, if you can get a push here and generate some sort of hold, it's a safety. And let's see. This is, they pass it in the end zone. He gets out to about the 2 yard line, but dangerous pass. Because if that pass isn't, and we've seen this quarterback not be accurate when he has to throw it downfield. So that first drive, you could tell they came out, they were ahead of the chains every single play, big plays on first down. They were able to stay on script. They have not since. Our defense has held them in check ever since. Let's see what we do here. This is...
Oh.
And their quarterback sneaks it all the way out near the 20, so he's going to pick up a first down. And it felt like we had him bottled up there. We had the edge. It looked like that was Milton on the left side there, sealing the edge, him and Garrison. And it pushed everyone back in, but it was kind of a delayed. I think he had kind of like an option in front of him. They're running with some tempo now. Calhoun gets a Calhoun gets a great hit on the quarterback, and then we get a tackle for loss out there with Dalton again. Dalton's covering some ground, folks, like, because he's walking. He usually walks, I guess, to the strong side.
Loss of 6, 2nd down, 16.
But yeah, as soon as that quarterback got rid of it there, he wanted none of Calhoun that was charging him. Calhoun got a little shove there. And they're trying to run clock here. They're just trying to get to half. A minute and a half left. Can we get tackle in space here? And we do.
Yes.
Great job by Gooch. Great job by Gooch to seal the edge there.
Do you consider calling a timeout?
I don't think you do here.
Until after this play?
I think you do after this play, and then you have 3. But they haven't started the play clock is the only thing. So that worked against us there with the play clock not starting kind of on time. And they're trying to use, here goes, we need a big play here. And then you think we may even bring the house like on a punt block, but here we go, can't give up at first.
They're going.
And this is gonna be, can we get in front of it?
Yes.
Ooh.
Catch them.
Great job by Ketchum in coverage. Jezik drifting over two.
Yes.
Almost kind of bumped into the route there, but they sandwiched it perfectly. And
you see the right arm of Ketchum reach around not to make contact.
Bring it back.
Hey, and that stopped the clock for us. Got to
it
save
did.
the timeout.
It did like that. And so you talked about keeping the timeouts. We have all 3 timeouts here. And what I think you do here is you show punt block, if only to give Lucky and Ketchum the ability to catch a short punt on the run without their unit pursuing downfield. And this is going to be a punt. This is going to be fair caught. Okay, fair caught at the 38-yard line with 38 seconds left. And 3 timeouts, so you can throw anywhere on the field here.
You can even try to pop Lucky up the middle of time.
You can,
just to get down there.
Now we haven't seen, and again, like, I mean, Smith has an idea of like what plays are going to work against this defense, I'm sure, but we haven't seen any screens. We haven't really seen many RPOs. We've seen a couple options, true options, and then we've seen us kind of push the ball downfield. A lot of the routes that we've tried to hit have been late developing routes. They bring a blitz. Lucky picks it up.
Look, catch him. Oh.
And it's short because McMurtry has to get it off fast. I thought Lucky was really going to pick up that blitz, and he kind of forced it inside, but he didn't know that McMurtry at the same time kind of stepped up into the pocket and kind of stepped right into it. And at that point wasn't able to put it enough air under it. But with that being incomplete, you can still run it here. Like, tight bunch formation here. McMurtry isn't getting set. He's drifting back. He's doing a 3-step drop, but they're getting a decent push too.
Yes, they are.
And you can tell that's what they're doing. They're playing man-to-man on the outside. They're not playing cover 2 like we've seen some other teams do against us. They're playing man-to-man. And they have the speed with which to do it. This is where you kind of use that speed against them, and I think you use a double move. Like, do we see Smith with a double move here? But look at all the respect they're giving Ketchum over there on that side. And this is going to be a flea flicker.
There's Smith. Go up and get it.
So 4th and 10.
What do? Do you go for it?
I think you go for it because you have the timeouts.
I mean, thing is, if we don't get it, we're giving them fairly good field position.
But with 21 seconds, I'm okay. I'm okay because it's going to bleed some clock no matter what, too. So I like this. It looks like we're running a play. Just the way the receivers are in splits. You have Byers here, too. Yeah, we're running a play here. Oh! That play, that was so close.
It was.
To happening. Like, McMurtry puts that exactly where he needs to. Ketchum breaks that route in precisely when he needs to. And it's right there. Like, it's that right there is the difference between taking the lead or not at half. But again, we get the ball first to start the second half. You just can't give up anything. You don't even want to give up a field goal here.
No.
But you also, if they try to pass, we can undercut some of those deep routes because their quarterback doesn't throw a really pretty deep ball. He really puts some air under it, and it kind of flutters. This time he's going to roll out to the right.
He's out of bounds.
He was in. I thought he was.
Wow.
It looked like he was maybe out, but I'm all the way over here. I'm not going to judge that call. 9.5 seconds left. The ball past midfield now. And all they have to do is get another play like that so we can play off. We can play prevent to some degree, but we just can't just keep them in front of you.
Yeah.
And come up and get a pick six on that. Like
Calhoun, another shot on him. Calhoun's getting to the quarterback.
I missed it there. I was watching Jezik and McKissick in coverage over there. I'll tell you what, our safeties read and react to the ball while it's in the air because they're drifting back to the middle of the field, and when they throw the ball to the edges, our safeties are there.
Yeah, we just now prevent.
Yeah.
They don't have time to run a play and get a field goal. Just don't let them get in the seam.
.7 seconds left.
The penalty. False start on them.
False start on offense, so it's going to back them up 5. And do they do 10-second runoffs in high school?
Since the clock was stopped, no.
5 yards against the goal.
And folks, right at the halftime break, we're going to go to commercials real quick. We'll be back for the Mighty Trojan Band, which are going to area next Saturday. And then we'll come back with some scores.
So they're going to throw deep here, and we have a chance to pick this off.
We do.
And we do. There's a flag.
Are they going to call us for interference?
So there's a flag. But the way we're coming off, it looks like
I mean, we're going to hang around here and see what it is. They're going to decline it. You know, Cameron, if I would have taken it. They call pass interference on us.
Yeah.
If they would have taken it, if they throw another pass and get pass
an
interference
untimed
again,
down.
they could be in field goal range.
Yeah.
So good deal.
But that speaks to the caliber of a passing quarterback that they have. Like they just don't have that in their arsenal, even though they have all that speed on the edge to work with. So, okay, folks, hey, we're going to go to commercial. We'll be back for halftime, and don't go anywhere.
Please welcome to the field the mighty Trojan Band as they present their 2024 contest show, City Lights. Band directors are Rustin Honeycutt, Amy DeLaverne, and Daniel Wainwright. Drum majors are Owen Dupuy and Hannah Halford. Drum majors, is your band ready? You may begin your
Spradley Properties is a full-service real estate company specializing in brokerage, property management, and maintenance services for commercial and residential properties. Our skilled team boasts decades of experience. Whether you're navigating the rental market, embarking on your home ownership journey, or seeking strategic investment opportunities, you can trust us to stand by your side. Ready to take the next step? Contact us today or visit us online at spradleyproperties.com.
Count on 40 years of heating and cooling expertise with Randolph Heating and Air. Upgrade to a more efficient system to improve your home's value. You can depend on our team to provide you with a complete inspection of your system, including your ductwork, and give you a free estimate on new systems. We are an authorized dealer for Goodman, Amana, Heil, and Tempstar. You'll get fast service, even same-day service when you need it. Trust us. We guarantee your satisfaction. Call now.
Okay, folks, we got about 5 minutes left of halftime before we kick off the third quarter. Really quick, one more plug for the Troy X Students annual luncheon and meeting, which is tomorrow, Saturday. We'll have a barbecue plate dinner at the high school commons. It's $13 a plate, $5 for your X Students dues. And then we'll have the meeting to follow, but you should come up there. We have a lot to celebrate and talk about this year, and a couple ideas heading into next year, including some fundraisers. So hope to see as many of you there as possible, and if not, stay tuned for everything that comes out of that. We do have some some scores to go through. Most of them halftime scores around the area. Franklin up 28-0 over Academy. And also Academy's starting quarterback seems to have been knocked out. We're still trying to find out if that is accurate or not. We also have the Rockdale-McGregor score, 28-21, Rockdale winning that at halftime. And then some of the schools we talked about, which would be the bi-district matchup. Columbus, which is number 1 in the state, 42-8 at the start of the third over Yoakum. And Hitchcock, 59, number 2 in state, 59-0 over Hempstead. And that's also starting the third. Also, a couple teams that we've played, Maypearl, number 25 in state, is beating Whitney, who I believe is in the kind of 10 to 15 range in state. They're winning 12-0, and that's a district game for them. And then you also have Hillsboro, who is playing a really good Glen Rose team in 4A. Glen Rose 28, Hillsboro 6. And we have some other scores we'll get to when we come back here in a minute, but the boys are coming back onto the field here, and remember, Troy gets ball first to begin the second half, and we need to see the offense get the ball down the field and get in the end zone. I'd love to see us take the lead here early in the third and not look back. But what we saw in the first half was we saw, I believe, all those points were scored in the first quarter because we ended up scoring. We were down 10-0, and then we score our touchdown with 4 seconds and change left in the first. So we had a scoreless second quarter. And we haven't had many of those this season, if any, a completely scoreless quarter by both teams. So from what we've seen all season, this is a pretty low-scoring affair, 10-7. And on the road, in district play, coming out at halftime, you want to see that fire in the boys. So I'm sure that's something we're going to see here. We're going to see the kickoff return unit take the field first and hopefully get us really good field position. We've seen that their kicker certainly has a leg. He's kicked it most recently into the end zone, 5 yards deep in the end zone.
Cameron, yes, 80 plus 79.
So Cameron in first half had 80 yards passing, 79 yards rushing, so a total of 159 yards. Troy has had 108 yards passing, only 16 yards rushing, so 124 yards. It's been a defensive back and forth for the most part. You've seen the teams move the ball, but we've seen more punts, it feels like, tonight than we have all season.
And believe it or not, as far as the front, they say front seven on defense, Cameron has done better against us than anybody we've faced this year.
And they don't have the size, but they have the speed. Even their down 4 linemen have speed and kind of lateral quickness, similar to what we have. And they've made a mess of it there, and then allowed their second level, which is even faster, to really pursue on the edge. So here we go. Cameron kicks off from the right hash. And it's gonna bounce, and it's gonna be fielded by Lucky. And he kind of bobbles it for a second, but he regains it, and he's gonna be out to about the 23-yard line. So Troy 1st and 10. That was kicked in a pocket there, and we've seen that kicker kick it all the way deep. He obviously took something off it there to kind of place that ball a little bit more. But it's interesting that we've seen all kicks go to the right, from the right hash to the right, all to Lucky so far. So here we go. We got twins right, twins left. I'm sorry, twins right, one split out to the left. You have Byers standing up as a fullback, and it's going to be a give to Lucky, and he's going to find a crease, and he's going to get out. He's going to pick up about 8 on first down. So it's going to bring up, that was actually right at 9 yards, so it's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Same formation, Byers to the left this time, and he's going to cross over to the right, get a block, and Lucky's going to pick up about 5 on the play, and looks like that was close to a horse collar tackle. Kind of flung him forward, though, maybe for another yard. It's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 37-yard line. And it feels like this is the time where if we start getting a couple first downs, you're going to see the tempo continue to kind of pick up. Because I have noticed this too. Cameron has a lot of players playing 2 ways.
There you go.
Great pass out to Hill.
Oh!
Hill.
Oh!
No flags on the play. What I love about that play, it was a 63-yard pass. 63-yard passing catch, McMurtry to Hill. Let me break that play down for you. First off, the fake to Lucky, he kept it till the last minute and pulled it back, throws a bullet out to Hill. Hill spins out of it, switches ball from the left hand to the right arm so he can start trucking it. He made defenders miss and left them in the dust.
He did.
In 5 yards. Within 5 yards, it was over. It was over. The separation that he had kind of in an out and up, and they had an angle on him.
Yes.
3 or 4 of them had an angle. Hill's got some wheels.
I've been telling you, he does. You love to see that.
First touchdown of the season?
No, he had one against Thrall, I think.
Okay. That's right, in the end zone. In the end zone, when he caught it in the end zone, that's right. But this one, a little bit more meaningful. And what are we talking? 1:23 into the third quarter. Already got a first down, already kind of established the run, and then a huge play.
Yes, but people do not realize the speed our receivers have. I mean,
they have speed on the 2nd and 3rd level, and he made them look like they were in quicksand.
Yes. Okay.
And he kind of turned it off a little bit there at the end. Like he knew, he looked back once and saw where he was, and he was fine. Both of our touchdowns, we've kind of trotted into the end zone. We're not going to be able to rest on those laurels the rest of the game, but it's good to know that, it's always good to know that we have a speed advantage on the field. And that speed advantage exists on this kickoff coverage unit here. So here we go, kicking off from the left hash. It's going to be a short pooch kick down the middle, and 34 fair caught it going back. So that's actually a really good kick. That pins them back to the 25. And look at the intensity on the sideline. You feel the energy and everything as defense kind of moves out onto the field. So let's call it out really quick. You got Garrison, Calhoun, Lopez Rodriguez. You basically have the same out here now. Summer, Bogosh, Milton, Dalton, who's been all over the place at the 2nd level, and then safeties Jezik and Valdez, McKissick and Gooch on the corners. So Cameron taking their first snap when they don't have the lead here, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. And who is that on the ground? It's Calhoun. Calhoun got blocked to the ground and made that tackle from his knees. Summer and Bogosh in on that one too. But it is a pickup of 3 on the play. It's kind of a delayed kind of angle up the middle. And we've talked about it. They're not giving the ball to their backs up the middle at all. But the quarterback can kind of choose angles based on kind of what he sees open up, because it's kind of a delayed run. This time it's a 3. No, he gets it out to the flat. And look at the pursuit by Garrison. And they're running cross field here. He's got a wall in front of him. Valdez is pinning him down the sideline. So They throw that little screen behind the line of scrimmage to the right. They cut it upfield, and then they bring it all the way back across the field to gain about 45 yards there. He runs about 70. And now they're running with a little tempo here. So Cameron in shotgun, single back, twins right and left. It's going to be a keeper up the middle, and the quarterback spins.
Wow.
And about 3 missed tackles on the play there, and their quarterback's in for a touchdown, and they move it right down the field. So I talked about a scoreless second quarter, and we already have 14 points, and we're barely over 2 minutes into the third.
Let's go, defense!
Okay. Well, there's a lot of speed on the field here in the third quarter.
You got
here.
that right.
You saw it with Hill's 63-yard touchdown catch. And the kick is up and good by Cameron, so they're going to go back up 17-14 with 9:41 left in the third. And as much of a kind of a defensive back and forth as the first half was, it feels like this one's going to be a little bit different here.
There's a flag over there on their sideline towards,
And
completely away from the play.
That one referee is very animated as he's going over there too.
It's going to be against Cameron.
And if it's a 15-yard penalty enforced on that kick here.
Oh, they're waving it off.
It looked like it was a sideline warning that they
Probably.
were.
But they didn't even announce it as a sideline warning.
Yeah. This one here, though, was very animated. This line judge over here, I could tell him he went over there and he was getting into it. Felt like it was maybe a sideline warning after they came onto the field, but regardless, Cameron set to kick off from the 40-yard line. We were just here, a little deja vu. So last time what they did is they kind of kicked it in the hole over there. It landed on about the probably 30, 25-yard line. And it's one of those tricky areas where Lucky's either got to commit to catch it on the run, or he's got to let it bounce once and then kind of go from there. But either way, it's committing to it. And all the kicks have gone to the right so far, and this one's no exception. This one's high. Lucky's going to field it, and he's going to go around, and it's going to be a give to Ketchum.
Oh,
and Ketchum's got a
we
wall.
got blockers. Yes. Wow.
No flags.
No
No
flags.
flags on the play, and we ran it. That is something that they have got to pay attention to, because you've seen us run the variation. You've seen Lucky field it, hand it off to Ketchum. You've seen him fake the handoff and keep it. They've seen that on film both ways. They overcommitted to the keep, and it was the handoff, and the wall was set up, and we had players looking for blocks down there.
But discipline not to say, hey, Cohen doesn't need this block here.
Yeah.
Don't block in the back.
They didn't overblock for sure. And then what I love about it too, Cohen did not go out of bounds. You could tell he was kind of pinned over there on the sideline. He said, nope, points are like at a premium in this game. I'm going to go and score. It was a great game. The kick is up and good. So Tinoco puts us up by 3. It's about a 75-yard, 80 yards based on the handoff, because the handoff did kind of drift back a little bit. So we're 9:22 into the third. We've got 21 points.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, more points scored in the first 2 minutes and 38 seconds than in the entire first half.
That is crazy.
And we already have a score go final. Hitchcock 61, Hempstead 0.
They probably
running
clock.
Probably did a running clock in the second half, and that's the level of play that you're going to see, like when you get into the playoffs. And obviously, it's something that winning out in district helps play in our favor in terms of who we play from that district.
Who was that they beat?
Hempstead. So a team that's probably not going to make the playoffs. Although somebody else does have to take that 4th spot in that district.
5-team district down there.
Yeah, a small 5-team district where top 2 teams are ranked in state. But folks, like, we talk about the speed that Cameron has on the field, and they got their quarterback back this week. And we talk about Cameron and Rockdale and Franklin. All 3 teams in our district have won state titles in the past 20 years. Maybe in the past 15 years. 12 years. So not much of a slouch here in ours. And this is going to be a dribbler, and it's going to be fielded and gives us a chance to kind of get a strip fumble over there. And that's not a fair catch when it's coming on the ground like that. So, and look who's coming out of that. You have Cohen Ketchum and Tucker and Bogosh, and you have people that are sprinting down on the edge over there trying to get to the play.
31-yard line is where the Yeomen will start.
So here we come out again. Cameron has not been able to impose any sort of will when it comes to pushing the ball downfield in the air, but they are finding some momentum with their quarterback here. And this is going to be a quarterback keeper, and he's going to bounce out to the edge, and Milton has him and holds him up for more help on the way there. You had Jezik and Bogosh coming in to help. It's going to be a pickup of about 2 on the play.
There's a flag on us, I think, now.
They might be calling offsetting here. Let's see. It looks like they're getting Calhoun and one of their linemen over there to talk. It looks like they're offsetting penalties there.
Yeah, they're going to be offsetting.
Unsportsmanlike on both teams.
Now, once we did that, I think it was on Calhoun for Troy. He's got to watch it. You get a second one, you're out of the game.
Yeah.
And we need him in there.
Yeah. But look who we put in. We put just as much size in there now. So you got D's in there. So here you go. So D's kind of playing the one technique here. Lines up over the center. He gets a push right up the middle, and this is a give to their back around the edge. And he's just running to a spot on the sideline. He's just trying to pick up that first down, and he's close, I think. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. It's going to be 3rd and 3. And with the way that we have just exploded with our offense kind of here in the 3rd, Calhoun back on the field here. Dees comes off. And I watched Dees on that play. He blew up the center and guard like he gets kind of a wrecking ball out there.
He's a big old boy.
He is. He is.
I think they have him at 6'3", 305. He did, but he just pushed the center of the line back.
And kind of pushed that play out. There's no chance to even decide to try to run that play up the middle here. Now we kind of stunt to the left here. This is going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. They're double teaming Calhoun now. Like Calhoun was stood up and actually kind of pushed back there. So we're gonna have to have like Garrison and Lopez Rodriguez kind of crash down. And the second backers, we're putting a little more size in here now. Williams coming out, Tuck coming out at the linebacker position. So Cameron in shotgun. Single back to the left, and it's going to be a give, and he's gonna be hit by Tuck, it looks like, for about a gain of 2, 3 on the play, maybe.
I thought he was going to shoot through there, and I mean, he hit a brick wall.
He hit his legs too. He took his legs out. 2nd and 7. Tuck running up to the line. He's going to be shooting a gap, it looks like. Dalton here on the right side. He's on the edge. He's got the slot receiver, but he's got Valdez behind him in coverage. So looks like we might kind of be walking more people up now to bring it. And this is going to be a quarterback keeper, and Dalton is right there.
Yes.
And you can tell we're seeing that a little bit more. So it brings up a huge 3rd and 4, ball right at midfield. And I love this situational personnel, too. You put Ketchum out here so he can play on an island. You got McKissick over there, too. Our safeties can maybe kind of cheat up a little bit. Our outside linebackers can pinch in. Because this is just a quick sweep around the right side. And they're going to pick up the first. They're not going to be... Their coach is in the ref's ear there. I think they wanted a late hit. I couldn't tell from over here because that's on their sideline whether or not that was late out of bounds. I will say this just really quick. I do love how the refs have kind of tried to get a hold of the game and not tried to over-officiate. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 42-yard line. And it's a give to the back, and he's going to have to reverse course.
Good job.
Great job by the defense.
Bogosh there first.
Bogosh, Williams, Tuck. Everybody, Milton, Dalton, Calhoun's actually. I love how Bogosh was the first one there, kind of stood him up, and then it's an avalanche of defenders on top of him. And we're running enough defenders in to stay fresh with their speed because we're having to chase him around. He reversed course twice there in mid-play. 2nd and 14, ball pushed back to the 46-yard line. And the quarterback actually does put it on, but I'm fine with those. I'm fine with those plays. That's a pickup of 5, but it brings up 3rd and 9. That was such a huge tackle for loss on 1st down.
Oh, yes.
Brings up 3rd and 9. Feels like they might be in 4-down territory. We've punted when we've been in this situation with 4th and long. I'm not sure they will at home, knowing who they're punting to. So huge 3rd down for Cameron here. Big opportunity for us to come up with a stop. And it's a rollout to the right.
Wow.
And that's just too easy of a pitch and catch there in the flat.
We might have to bring some pressure.
I think we're going to have to bring pressure because all we got to do is just make him then commit to the run. Their line's kind of broken up at that point, and then we have second level that can pursue. But right now, the offense is running through the quarterback's legs for the most point. Got a man in motion, a low snap. Quarterback keeps it.
There you go.
Lopez Rodriguez on the stop there. And no gain. I have to remember that even though he's falling forward on most of these, he's starting with the ball 5-6 yards deep because they kind of take a deeper snap. And this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to run a little bit more clock here, and they're doing that again. Cameron in motion, and it's going to be, looked like that was almost for a double pass.
Nice.
Great job by Tuck
Yes.
to get over there and trip him up. And that's only a gain of 1 on the play because he circled so wide there. I felt like that was almost a double pass, though, the way that he was getting so much depth. But then that just allowed us to get another good stop. So it brings up another 3rd and long. Defense has done great tonight. They've been on the field for a lot of snaps as quickly as our offense has scored. And then with the special team score, it put them right back out there. Third and 9. Man in motion again, and this is going to be a keeper up the middle. And it's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up 4th and 5. Looks like they're putting in a heavy package here. They're keeping their quarterback. They could kick a field goal. They're in field goal range, but actually they have the tee. It looks like they're kicking.
I would watch
this too.
I would watch them.
And look like what we're doing back here. We're even back to possibly return it. And it is a kick.
It's no good.
And he missed
All
it. It's
right.
right left.
You see Tuck bust through and laid out. He didn't get his hand on it, but laid out.
Yeah. Great job by the defense there, because they had some momentum there, and this is one of those games where you don't want to just go back and forth, because eventually when you can't match that and then you get behind in a 2-score game in the second half, it becomes a little problematic. But that's exactly the predicament we can put them in now, is to go up two scores. I understand that if I'm them, and knowing the kicker you have.
We got Ketchum split way out there on the island with that defensive back. I mean.
Yep, here we go. But you got Byers in too, and it's going to be a give to Lucky around the short side of the field.
Hold.
He threw that flag late because he threw it when none of our blockers were engaged.
But I think they saw us.
It's going to be hold on Troy. I think he might have called it on Byers as he was kind of sealing the edge there. But it's going to back us up. It's going to make it 2nd and 10. 2:27 left to go in the third.
So it looks like a spot foul, so it's 1st and 18 now.
Yeah. A give to Ketchum, and
there's a
another
flag. Oh!
I think
they're gonna.
I think they're gonna say illegal lineman downfield.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was an illegal or ineligible man downfield.
Yeah, okay.
So it's going to back it up half the distance. It's going to bring up, and you had the play there. Picked up about 25-30 on the play, and Cohen delivered a lick on their number 4. Play clock's at 20. We're trying to get the play in. McMurtry out to Creel in the flat. We're just trying to, I think, get past the first level, like with speed, and then kind of turn off on the afterburners. And we've seen that, like with a lot of the screens that we've run to the wide side of the field. All we got to do is catch it, get in space, and then make something happen. But this brings up a 2nd and long here. Although I do understand you got to gain a little bit of yardage on that play. They did. They picked up about 5 on that. You pick up about 8 or 9 on this one, and it just opens up the playbook a lot more for 3rd down. McMurtry in shotgun. There's going to be a give to Hill, and this time he's met at the line of scrimmage, and they knew not to let him loose. And clock and the score differential starts to really become a factor here. It looks like we're going to take our time a little bit, make sure we get the play in here that we want. Trying to get the play in. I don't know if we're going to get it in time here. We got to get up to the line. They're going fast. 5 on the play clock. And McMurtry in shotgun takes a snap. And he's going to roll
Throw
out.
it. No.
He's down by contact with the field.
Oh,
there.
if there's flags again. Nope, they're just blowing the whistles a lot.
So that's going to actually be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We're going to let the time run out, and we're going to kick it down this other way. So 4th and 11, but we're going to probably do this from straight punt formation. And here we go. You go into the 4th quarter with a lead, but nothing feels safe with all the speed on the field like this. And this is what you want. This is what we want as fans. Like, we want our boys fighting in the 4th, playing meaningful snaps. It's a little stressful for us up here in the bleachers, but this is what we want.
Like I say, we're pinned deep. We need McMurtry to get off one of those good punts he's had tonight and get our defense out there and try to come up with another stop. We got to try to flip the field from one way or another. What's the ball on the 20-yard line?
Okay, in the press box, we have turned in a United States service,
and they're going to have 2 guys back. So we're going to have to be ready.
Macy Clifton, identification card. Into the press box.
McMurtry back to punt. And he gets it off, but they had a defender back here. This one's going to bounce. And it's going to go all the way down. And that's the way you flip the field, based on where we were and based on some of those bogus calls that had gone against us. 43, 44-yard punt, somewhere in there. So it's going to pin them inside their own 40, which that's good for this defense. We'll take that. Defense last time out made them work a lot for nothing. They ended up running about 12 to 15 plays that last drive, got multiple first downs, and had 0 points to show for it. I do understand what their coach was doing, though, because, I mean, if you do kick that field goal, you get within 1, even a touchdown, an extra point, still keeps it 1 possession. So I understand what they're doing, but
28.
He's a pretty big guy, quarterback.
Cameron's quarterback, and he doesn't have a lot of like breakaway speed, it doesn't feel like, but compared to some of the other athletes they have, but he's got speed to commit and be deliberate with his runs. Like when he decides to commit up the middle, he shoots through the gap, and so he's just got that kind of fast twitch initial decisiveness. He's going to bring up 2nd and 5, ball out to the 42-yard line. And it's going to be a give up the middle, and we got a tackle for loss by McKissick. And their man's down. So there's probably going to be an injury timeout for them. Loss of 5 on the play. Everybody on that side pushed that ball out. Here, we have an injury timeout. We're going to go to commercial, and we're going to come back with 11 minutes left in the 4th. Okay, here we go, folks. We're back. Cameron, player's fine. He walked off limping a little. Brings up 3rd and 10. Great tackle for loss by McKissick there on the edge. Everybody on the right side pushed it out further and wider and deeper to the right. And that's a tackle for loss of 5 on the play. So it brings up 3rd and 10. And we have a push here. Interception! Interception.
He so deserves that.
Pedrick Calhoun with his first interception of the season. Such a great play. Such a great job. You could tell that last series, he was the one who was on the other side of that double unsportsmanlike, came out for a play, went back in to get one level-headed, but to play that disciplined in that moment, you could tell he read his keys.
You see him go up in the air in the hands.
Jumped, man. Yes, he went airborne, and his hands just like vice gripped that ball. Little bit of contact there with Ketchum running a deep post there. Ketchum's going to come off for a play. Tucker's in there. Yeah, going back to Calhoun, though. First off, there was a push. I want to say Garrison, who made the quarterback have to throw it maybe a hair before he wanted to, and Calhoun just sat on it perfectly. But you're right. He was airborne.
He was.
And got a lick on their quarterback.
I know.
As the quarterback had to make the stop. He wanted to take it to the house. McMurtry back, and it's going to be a catch by Smith. We're going to pick up maybe one on the play. I feel like we're missing the opportunity to maybe start out some of these. I know you want to try to go big strike that first play, but get Lucky involved here. Get him, especially on first down, get some positive yards here. Here we go. We got trips left. Creel, Hill, and Tucker out here. Smith to the right. This might be the middle screen to, let's see. Nope. It's going to be. It would have been a little short of the first down, but probably where we would have gone for it, and I think we're going to go for it here, 4th and long. There's no reason to punt it here. It's not going to flip the field any further, and we're a bit out of field goal range. This is a play you go for it here. Catch him back in. Smith and Creel out to the right. You have Hill in tight. Look.
Look,
and
he's open.
A slant.
Yes. Yes.
Cohen Ketchum's 3rd touchdown of the night. I love that play design. 27-yard passing catch. Wow. Great throw, because that has to be a bullet. It is right on the numbers in stride. He shakes off a defender, gets through it. Huge game. Cohen Ketchum's breakout party tonight.
But did you see the way? Because everybody knew Ketchum had the corner on him on an island. He positioned him right where he wanted him, and then used his body and then extended the hands out to catch it. But then, like you say, to shake the tackle to get into it.
The play design, you had Hill in where Byers would normally be. Hill and Lucky, both in pass protection, gave him plenty of time. Because, to your point, McMurtry's going to throw that ball once he has him on his back.
Yes.
So he has to read it based on, so he has a little bit of time to work with it. Man. Ketchum's developing into a stud tonight. And again, a great throw.
All set up by Calhoun's interception.
All set up by, man. Might have to send Calhoun in a route formation someday. We'll mark him as a eligible receiver. We'll see.
No, we'll just let him line up his last guy on the line on one side and make him tackle eligible.
And it's going to be a short kick, and it's going to be inbound.
We got it. They got it.
That was such a great kick.
Who was that? Lucky on that side that flew down?
Yes,
and
I think
almost
it was Lucky.
got it.
And he dove. Look at all the speed over there on that side.
Wow.
Man.
If we could have got that, ooh, hold it.
And they thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it, like, stayed in bounds. And then what had happened, that's another, like, 10 yards you get on the play. Like, you might see that more and more often here. Okay, 9:36 left to go in the fourth. Troy with an 11-point lead, 28-17 over Cameron. And this is where you want to see a team put them away. I want to see the defense put them away.
Oh, they're going to say since we touched it, that made it.
It
What?
was down. If we touched it first, it's down there.
But I thought that's a live ball on that.
Oh, but it is, I think, on the kickoff. Never mind, you're right, yeah. Regardless, exciting. I wish we could have seen it. I wish it was more kind of front row view for us here, but here we go. Troy defense back out on the field. Kind of a bobbled snap, and
There
look
you
at it
go.
out on the edge and get a,
Oh,
man. All that for just 3 measly yards, but look at all of us we have in the, and Williams coming in for Garrison there. Garrison fighting through. Calhoun also there. As soon as he sees the play break wide, he shakes off whoever's on him, and it's just a sprint out to the edge. 2nd and 8 here. And this is going to be a keeper up the middle. There's nothing there.
good.
Tackle by Summer, Bogosh,
Lopez Rodriguez in
Lopez
there.
Rodriguez. Yeah. They're trying to run that sweep over. I feel like it's even slightly away from whatever side, because you can tell Calhoun kind of lines up, not straight over the center, but he kind of picks a side. They're even running away from that, just that edge there.
Oh, I think Dalton had blood on his arm or something.
Yeah, Dalton has a boo-boo, so taking him off really quick, tuck in for him. 8:24 left to go in the fourth, and a huge 3rd down play here, 3rd and 6. They're probably going to throw it in the flat over on their side, and they do. And
Look!
we're right there. Milton followed his man in coverage there. And they're punting. They have no momentum right now. They can't afford to give us the short field here. Be ready for a fake.
Yes,
I know.
Because they know. Do we give Troy the ball
their quarterback
again?
is deep here. Their quarterback, not
Yes.
their other. So you got to be ready, and we're calling it out. I can tell. We're calling it out.
Good awareness by our defense.
And it is a
Oh,
punt,
get
and it's a
away!
shank.
Get away!
Go! Ooh.
Yes.
I think he could have cut it, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine.
Tuck wanted to
I
get in
just-
on the
I
action
know
too.
Tuck was a little antsy. He
We
wanted
did
to-
see him run an interception
We did.
back.
We did. That's why I say give these big guys wheels. Okay.
Now, I want to score, but let's use some clock.
Use some clock
But-
and put the game away. If you use clock and come up with 7 here, it's game over. But
But I would not mind a quick score if that's what it takes to.
okay, Hill. I feel like this is going to be even on the short side of the field here. Watch a route combination between Hill and Cohen over here on this side. Nope, it's going to be a pure option on the other side. Lucky's going to get the ball.
And he
And
doesn't
a
go
great
down.
yes. Crackback block by Smith out there too. Yep, a gain of 4 on the play. Brings up 2nd and 6. And Lucky's running downhill now. Give the ball to Lucky. I say, use the clock here. It's going to be another give to Lucky.
There you go. Yes.
14-yard gain on the play by Lucky. You got some different players in there blocking here now. You got Aiden Lane, number 80 in there. He was the lead blocker there. And shout out to the line all night tonight. We have Isaiah Solis out there starting tonight. Him, Dees, Wickshard, Tuck, and Williams have been getting some great pushes out there. Lane brings some size.
He does.
Out there.
Motion.
Can't tell what that was here, if we're running just bubble motion over here and just to pull out that outside linebacker. But
I think so.
And that's all you got to do. Sometimes you're a decoy over here. But if we run to this side, better believe these guys are blocking. Okay, that does
made
block.
that point, Brett. You talked about it for Cameron earlier. Their receivers were good blockers.
You just saw that crackback block on
Yes.
Smith, and part of it is like finding an opportunity to do that within the play because it's not always a design block. He had to source out that block that he could find. Yeah, our receivers don't shy away from contact, which only makes you better receivers.
So see, the clock's in motion again now too.
Yeah, play clock under 20, game clock at 6:45. 1st and 15 on the 33-yard line. Lots of energy in the stands now, folks. And it's a direct snap to Lucky. Smith coming back in for Creel. So he'll probably be wide right. Lucky in the backfield. Still have Lane out there. Hill and Cohen catch him to the left. We got to play here. Looks like we're going to attack.
The clock. We're definitely taking our time. Yeah. Oh.
I don't know why he didn't give there. I felt like he was reading the penetration there, and it was all coming up the middle. It looked like he was pulling that back to keep, and I'm not sure why, because everything was kind of sucking into the middle here, but it's a loss about 4 or 5 more on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 20. And I wouldn't be surprised here if we run it here. We might be trying to eat clock here. But nope, we're passing. Passing catch to Hill. And that puts us into a 4th and manageable, and the clock's going to run. We're under 5 minutes here. So you've seen Hill break away after a 5-yard hitch. You saw him make a contested catch there with someone draped all over him. And where was that ball?
Yes.
Right where it needed to be. Brings up pick up of about 14 or 15. Look at us use the clock here. I wouldn't even be surprised if we bleed this down and take a timeout here, but we're calling in a play here, maybe just to see how they line up, or maybe to get it out. This looks like we're gonna run it out over here. They're gonna bring pressure.
Oh, there's Lucky. Oh, man, we had Lucky wide open over here.
And that's what it was. That was the play design.
But
the line,
they brought a lot of pressure.
But that's almost where you want to see McMurtry on his back foot just lob it over here.
Yeah, he'd have walked in.
And we're mad that we didn't get that play off. I love it that the boys are fired up that we didn't get that score. I love that.
All right,
so defense. Here we are, 4:19. It just gives the defense another chance to show up and show out here. Still just a 2-possession game. Cameron's got to move fast.
Hey, did we bring a little pressure then? And like you say, it forced him to throw it.
We're making our safeties kind of play that slot position here because we know they're running deeper routes. We're okay giving up 5. They've got to move the ball and move the ball fast. It's a 2-possession game, a true 2-possession game.
So they're trying to.
So
They're
it's crackback block. They're going to say it was, if it's a spot foul after the.
No, it's from the spot of the foul.
Yeah, but it's okay. I think they get a first down though.
No.
Let's see what they mark it.
It
here.
was live action, so it'll go from there.
So,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. They don't get a first down. It's replay first down because that's what I meant. Okay,
I'm sorry.
But also, and Brashear was out there telling them the clock should start running here because it was a running play there. So they should start running the game clock once they blow the whistle here. Let's see if they do. Let's see if the play clock and the game clock both go.
First and 10, Trojan.
Yeah, 15, so that's a...
Oh, he's going deep. Good job by McKissick.
Good job by McKissick. He's out there on an island on the, we talked about this with Crawford last year. I'm always so impressed when you can play on an island on the opposing sidelines numbers. Like, that's speaks volumes. Back to pass again, and we got some pursuit. It looks like we might catch him from behind, but we don't. We push him out of bounds.
Don't do anything out of bounds. We got to be careful. Don't even touch them when they go out of bounds.
Yeah, and we don't want to be that. Like that, we want to be able to play. If you can control, part of the control in a game like this is controlling the intensity. Like, it's got to be
control. Intensity.
I know you've got to unleash it during the play, but you've got to be smart about it. So here we go. Here we got McKissick on our side now. Ketchum on their side, and we have Dalton in space.
Good job.
Look at him, force him. Great job. Did you see Ketchum come all the way up once he was forced?
But the important thing, did you see Dalton had already broke down and say, all right, I'm ready. If you go right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You go left, I'm ready.
Dalton rarely gets out of position in space, and that's hard to do because, like, speed like this puts you on skates, like, easy.
Hey, Brett, that was a loss of 6 more yards, too.
Yeah.
This is the play of the game, Brett.
This is it, and after this, we're gonna probably be. It's gonna be lucky. Here we go. They come out, trips right, single back. He's probably in for protection to give a little more time. This is gonna be a deep pass, and another pick six for McKissick.
He read that.
What he did is he baited him. Like, you got to do that, thinking it's open. There's no way he's going to throw for the first down. Their quarterback just doesn't have the arm. But his timing to catch it on the run, he catches it within a foot of the defender. Great job by McKissick. Great job by McKissick, and just this has always been the next man up mentality all season long. To have not played hardly any snaps last week, to keep more physical edges, and then to come tonight and he's played lights out.
Oh, the thing is, he saw where the quarterback was going. He could have went on up there to just make the catch, but it's like he said, I want to time it while I'm on the momentum going to the end zone.
Well, that and he trusts his speed.
Oh, I know.
He trusts his speed to get in front and to,
Oh, we saw what, Salado? How long of a pick six was that? About 70 yards?
At least, yeah.
And you saw his speed.
And that one was, if you remember, that one he had to catch off a deflection. Like, it was, this one was easier. And I love the blockers downfield. Like,
but do you know how we're so aware saying, hey, I can't get a block in the back. I mean, we're like it's bred into them right now by the coaching staff. Let's take advantage of the turnover. Don't get it called back. So perfect.
So really quick, let's just break down the score. They were up 10-0.
Yes.
We're on a 35-7 run, and it feels like it could be more than that.
Yes.
Ketchum drops the one, not drops, but it in the end zone.
And then we got held down inside the 25 the
with
last
bad
drive.
Penalties. Like,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, we've moved the ball at will. Here we go. This looks like it might come to the right side, and it does. It's going to be a short kick, and it's not fair caught.
But good job of staying in our
Great
lanes.
job. And who is
Yes.
that out there holding the edge? Dalton. On the edge.
He is.
He plays in space so well. Here we go. And I'm starting to really love just watching this defense kind of at all three levels, because we've seen what like Calhoun can even do like at the first level, and we've seen how aggressive like even Garrison and Lopez Rodriguez have been. We've seen all the linebackers make plays. We saw Summer shoot through and almost and Milton almost take the quarterback's head off.
Yeah, but have you seen the pressure we've been putting on the quarterback the last couple series?
With three down linemen, we are kind of doing a delayed blitz with someone else just to bring the pressure, but I bet here we kind of sit back a little bit more. Maybe not. We might kind of bring the house here. It looks like we're bringing the house. We have Milton and Dalton both walked up.
And we are. And when we get to the ball carrier, if somebody sends him up, we dish out punishment.
That and, like, you saw different people. Summer came in there and was trying to rip the ball out.
Rip it.
And another one there, like, they catch that ball on the run. Valdez breaks him down into space. And we talked about it. They got speed. We're breaking down their speed.
Look at that. Good. Look at these out there. We got the ball. No.
Can you get a pancake on defense? Because D just got a
He
pancake on
did.
defense.
He did.
Are they waving at our? No, they're saying he was. I'm sure it kind of came out in the pile there, but who knows?
No game.
Clock's running. 2:15. Looks like, but I don't want to give up a score here.
Get him in bounds. Good job.
We've had so many tackles for loss or no gains, like.
And how many of them in the open field?
In the open field, yeah. Defense has been tremendous tonight. Our defense is really rounding into form. Like, look at this. Look at Milton going out to play press bail. McKissick can sit back. And then look, Summer pursuing, Milton's
Look
in there.
at that.
And look at that. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
Milton, Lopez Rodriguez. But we're doing a good job of stretching it, make them keep having to bounce out.
Here we go. They're going to try to go deep here. Maybe kind of over the middle of the field. Watch for a late crosser.
Oh!
Lopez Rodriguez almost trips him up. And Cohen gets in one more hit for the night.
And a loss on the play.
And a tackle for loss. That's a sack, folks.
Do you think it's lucky time?
No, it's victory formation time. We're gonna take 2.
Oh, I didn't realize that. 46 seconds. Yeah,
8?
1 snap.
Yeah. No, 2. It will have to take 2 because the clock stopped now. But yeah, we'll do 2 victory formations. You can tell we're even putting in the personnel for that.
Brett, this was a complete team win. And you know what sort of the turning point I think was? Calhoun's interception.
That was huge.
I mean, that sort of set the stage.
It was kind of back and forth a little bit till then.
But that let us get that next touchdown.
McGregor 42, Rockdale 28.
You got that one, Brett?
McGregor won.
I thought they said start of the fourth quarter.
No.
Oh.
Hold on.
We're checking with the command center real quick on
Franklin leads Academy 51-8.
Rockdale and McGregor was 28-28, late third. We'll get a final,
No,
but it sounds...
They said McGregor 42 to 28 over Rockdale. And then what they just say, Franklin over Academy 51-8, I believe.
And we are pretty sure Academy did lose their quarterback, at least for the game tonight. He didn't go back in, so we'll see how that bodes for next week against us. That's our next game, folks, is next week at home against Academy.
Not your typical victory formation, though.
Nope. I mean, it could be, though. Nope, it's going to be a give.
Valdez. Still didn't get him down.
Yeah. Now it's going to be victory.
Yeah.
I think you don't want to...
Yeah.
You want to see if they do timeouts, and they don't.
Yeah.
So then now you do victory formation. So we're going to
we don't have to snap it.
Oh, we actually don't. Yeah. Yep. That's game, folks. Troy's going to take the first win of district, go to 6-1 on the season. So they go to Cameron. We win 35-17, and defense showed up and showed out. Cohen Ketchum with a breakout game, 3 touchdowns, 1 kickoff return, touchdown scores of 27 yards, 73 yards. And we looked crisp all around for the most part. There were a lot of flags that kind of threw off some of the drives to kind of maybe tell a different story, but this is a great win for the boys. First district win. We're 500 in district, and it hopefully only goes up from here.
Okay, Brett, we came down here. Cameron coming off a win last week saying, hey, we're at home. We want to go 2-0 in district. I mean, they came out and they threw a lot of stuff at us at the very beginning. But after that second drive, we held them to the field goal. After that, our defense pretty much kept them in check. They did get a couple drives, maybe 2 first downs, but they never strung them together. And our defense just kept growing and getting confident from there on. And, I mean, they ended up getting another touchdown, third quarter or fourth quarter? I can't remember. To get that first touchdown since the first quarter.
Yeah.
But our offense started finding strides, and, boy, what a game Cohen Ketchum had.
Tremendous game. And it's worth noting that this is a game of note. Like, that team is probably going to be a playoff team. They beat McGregor last week, who just beat Rockdale. They went to McGregor to do that. Who knows what's going to happen with Academy moving forward. And this is a good gesture here, too, after the game.
Yeah. But I'm impressed. Just everything.
Yeah.
We didn't panic, falling behind 10-0, because we had some things really not falling our way. But, we're going to be silent while the teams meet there at midfield.
You can't help but love Troy High School football. And it was fun to see just McKissick and Bogosh and Garrison blanket their quarterback, number 12, right there. Like, everybody hand on hand. Like, that's a really cool scene, folks. But yeah, no, we head back to Academy we head back to Troy next week to play Academy.
Brett, one thing I want to say. A lot of the viewers may not realize how big a win this was. I mean, it was critical. One thing to see how we bounced back from the loss to Franklin, the physicality of the Franklin game, and, it sort of took 3/4 of the first quarter to get going, but they realized, hey, we can do this. So, like I say, getting to 1-1, huge. Here's your school song. Well, folks, it was a crazy night, but our Trojans came out on top. Like I say, y'all look for posts maybe Monday. Me and Robin are planning on trying to make the trip to Clifton for Trojanet Volleyball Tuesday, because that's a big game for them. And then other than that, we will see y'all back at Trojan Field Friday to look to go 2-1 against the Academy Bumblebees. Are you ready, Brett? Oh,
Yep, I'm ready. And one last, but before then, come out and
yes.
Join your ex-students. We have a Troy ex-students annual luncheon and meeting tomorrow at the High School Commons at 11:30. $13 plate barbecue lunch. Meeting to follow. Hope to see lots of you there. Yeah, great win for the Trojans tonight. Can't wait.